Sin City: A Dame to Kill For tells the story of several different characters who ultimately cross paths in the extremely vile and dangerous Sin City. And I certainly have to say that while the film does attempt to present a unique tale with a unique visual style, I certainly believe that amongst trying to focus on those elements itself, ultimately it loses the grander purpose that it really was trying to present, that is, in being a satisfying film. Now, I must certainly acknowledge the fact that tonally I believe the film is an absolute success, not just visually with regards to the style that it presents to you, rather even the mood that is created by some of the characters, and even the background characters and various incidents that do occur really manage to add to the overall sense of what the city of Sin City really is all about. And the extremity of dearth within the city is certainly well put across, but unfortunately there are certain moments wherein the visuals do actually tend to detract. Rather, I do acknowledge the fact that in order to present the film in black and white in this manner, it has to be shot in a particular manner, which is done well, but the film decides to use color in certain moments to make certain things stand out. Unfortunately, though, those elements that stand out don't necessarily need to stand out. Rather, they do just for the sake of doing so, thereby not adding any special quality when certain elements that do stand out are meant to stand out in a particular scene. And while I do certainly understand that the film wants to represent itself as a comic book film, when there is a lot of motion on screen, it does tend to get witnessed as jarring within this visual template. Now, focusing more on the story and character related elements, there are certain storylines that I did personally enjoy, especially that of Joseph Gordon-Levitt's, wherein I appreciated and understood his character. The slickness of his character, if you will, was something that I enjoyed witnessing on screen. Unfortunately, though, some of the storylines just aren't as appealing in my personal opinion as some of the others are, thereby leaving you interested in certain moments of the film and completely detached in others. Furthermore, when these storylines try to start tying themselves together, it really doesn't come across as natural. Rather, it feels that it's happening for the sake of happening, and some of the storylines I might have preferred in this particular case had they run parallel to one another. Unfortunately, it's almost as if one leads into the other, thereby you begin and end with a particular storyline, and then you're introduced to another one, a whole new set of characters in certain cases, leaving you extremely detached, having to reconnect yourself with different characters in the film, sometimes which you're on board with and sometimes which you are not. Furthermore, I don't necessarily understand what the film was trying to present as a whole, because of the fact that while the stories certainly do intersect, they don't necessarily play into one another as much as one might hope. Rather, they may have a common character here and there, but really the incidents don't necessarily relate to one another in the slightest, and ultimately when things start to wrap themselves up, you're not necessarily engrossed in anything going on, because it feels like a very segmented kind of film. And ultimately, Sin City: A Dame to Kill For is a film that really could have done so much more with regards to what it was trying to present and certain themes with regards to the dearth that we get to witness here, perhaps representing an interesting sense of the class system, if you will, or rather a great degree of division within the kinds of people that exist on this planet. Is certainly a theme that I would have seen having been put across within this context, but unfortunately, that never really came across to me. And ultimately, it is a unique-ish tale of various different characters and how their lives sort of play into one another, not even to a large degree. At the same time, though, I can appreciate the effort that was put into the film, especially from a visual perspective, and ultimately it's unfortunate that that is one of the few, if not the only, redeeming qualities of the film Sin City: A Dame to Kill For. I'm going to give the film a double no.